The most shocking, controversial, and possibly disastrous decision WWE ever made isn't a botched match, a weird character gimmick, or bringing back Hulk Hogan again. No, it's turning John Cena heel. Let's be clear, WWE is playing with fire here. John Cena turning heel after 2 decades as wrestling's ultimate babyface? To understand why this heel turn is doomed, we need to quickly rewind to who John Cena actually is, or rather, who WWE spent 20 years convincing you he is. Cena was always the good guy, the clean-cut, muscle-bound superhero who told kids to eat their vegetables, never give up, and buy tons of brightly colored merchandise. He's granted more wishes for the Make-A-Wish Foundation than anyone else in history. More than 650 wishes. That's not a typo. 650. So how do you turn that guy evil? Well, WWE found a way. By having him betray Cody Rhodes, align with the final boss version of The Rock, and basically become Darth Vader without the cool helmet. On paper, sure, this sounds fantastic. But here's the first issue. John Cena isn't your average wrestler. He's Superman, and Superman doesn't go evil. Not without major backlash. The very thing that makes Cena special is the fact that he stuck to his morals for 2 straight decades, despite the crowd constantly chanting, "Cena sucks." And this is why Cena turning heel isn't just risky, it's fundamentally flawed. His entire character was built on trust. He's not Hulk Hogan, who turned heel as Hollywood Hogan and rejuvenated his career. Hogan was a cartoonish figure. Cena, however, was your childhood hero. Turning Cena heel, it's unsettling at best. Now, WWE did actually consider this before. Back in 2012, during his feud with The Rock, Cena had new music ready, new gear, and Vince McMahon ready to pull the trigger. But then Vince backed out at the last second, probably remembering that Cena's merchandise alone was earning WWE more money than most small countries. Which brings us to the next problem, economics. Cena as a good guy made WWE absurd amounts of cash. Bright green t-shirts, neon wristbands, baseball caps, Cena's gear sold faster than hot dogs at a baseball game. Turning Cena heel means risking that merchandise empire. Can you imagine kids running around wearing black Cena gear that says hustle, betrayal, regret? Yeah, me neither. But okay, let's pretend merchandise isn't a big deal. It absolutely is, but humor me. Another huge problem is storyline continuity. The very reason Cena turned heel, his desperation for a record-breaking 17th championship, actually undermines his legacy. He went nearly 7 years without winning a televised singles match, becoming more of an honorary legend than a serious competitor. Suddenly, he's winning high-stakes matches again, not because of skill, but due to shady interference and brass knuckles handed over by The Rock. That's not Cena. That's a desperate mid-card villain from 2005, and it diminishes his credibility instantly. Speaking of diminishing credibility, let's talk fan perception. For years, WWE ignored fans begging for a Cena heel turn. Now, they've finally delivered. And ironically, it's the worst possible timing.
Tonight, I officially announce my retirement from the WWE.
Even fans who hated Super Cena softened over the years. Turning him heel now doesn't feel organic. It feels forced. But the biggest issue of all? WWE's inability to follow through. Historically, WWE is terrible at sticking the landing with major heel turns, especially involving icons. Stone Cold Steve Austin turned heel at WrestleMania 17, and it was a complete disaster.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Mr. McMahon said so.
Cena, though, is arguably bigger than all those guys in terms of mainstream appeal. His fans aren't just wrestling fans. They're entire families who've grown up watching him preach positivity and perseverance. Cena turning heel isn't just a twist. It's a betrayal of the very values WWE sold to millions. So how exactly can WWE salvage this? Well, the short answer is, they probably can't. Even The Rock's charisma can't charm them out of it. But let's examine the possibilities anyway. Option A, Cena stays heel, doubling down on the villainous character, crushing heroes like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. This might initially spike ratings, but long-term, it'll alienate fans who've trusted Cena for decades. Also, let's be honest, Cena, he's a great babyface because he's genuine. Trying to sell Cena as a cunning, manipulative heel, it's just not believable. Option B, WWE tries a quick redemption arc. Cena realizes his mistake, apologizes, and turns good again before retiring. This might feel emotionally satisfying, but it's also cheap storytelling. Fans won't forget his brutal attacks on beloved wrestlers. Option C, WWE completely ignores continuity, as they're prone to do, and pretends this heel run never happened after Cena retires. That's probably the most realistic scenario, but also the most infuriating. Fans aren't stupid. Which leaves WWE in an impossible situation. Their biggest icon of the 21st century has shattered his legacy, and the company has no realistic path forward. Oh, and we haven't even mentioned sponsors. Cena's Never Give Up image is gold for WWE's corporate partnerships. Will companies still line up for sponsorships when Cena's new catchphrase is "Betrayal Pays"? So let's summarize why this heel turn is doomed. It destroys 2 decades of careful character building. It jeopardizes millions of dollars in merchandise revenue. It damages Cena's credibility as an in-ring competitor. It alienates longtime fans. It jeopardizes corporate partnerships. Sure, the shock factor of Cena's heel turn made headlines. Social media exploded. Casual fans returned briefly, and ratings temporarily spiked. But now, as the smoke clears, WWE faces a sobering reality. They turned Superman evil, and now they have no hero left to rally behind. The John Cena heel turn is WWE's desperate attempt to shock the world, one that could ultimately break WWE's trust with fans, and there's no clear fix in sight. So enjoy evil Cena while you can, because WWE might never fully recover from this one.